Gin Ichimaru Gin. Ichimaru Gin is a defector. He left with Aizen. He defected to the other side. He defected to, Aizen. However, Aizen knew of Ging and knew that Ging had bloodlust. Knew that Ging was good for, killing people. Knew that he could sneak up on somebody, kill him. He knew his abilities. He was basically Aizen's right hand man. Aizen also knew that Ging, had a way about him that was two-faced. He could make people, think certain ways and other things. But during this time, right, he fought against Ichigo when he came back from Wakamundo, and he was testing Ichigo. He was like, I don't know if you're ready to even fight against Aizen if you can't even beat me. He had a full powered Getsugo at Gin Ichimaru, and Gin Ichimaru was still able to hold down against that shit. He was still standing there, and he was like, I don't know if you're ready to even fight Aizen. You have better chances of just going back home and letting this shit happen. Just, you were never meant to, like, save anybody. You're kind of, obsolete. This guy is like I'm still like able to fight against you. His power is, way above mine. You have no chance, kind of putting doubt in Ichigo's mind. Um, But then he himself was like close enough to Aizen, right? So then when they got to like Katakura town and Aizen started, using his powers, right? He waited for the right opportunity and he jumped in and he grabbed the Hogyoku, boom, pulled it out of his chest. He used his Bankai, hit him with it. It put a dosage of poison because it had a small piece out of it. His true power of his Bankai was able to, like, once it hits and penetrates somebody, it could then, he could put a little piece inside of you, and then, like, you get essentially kind of like almost like a mercury type of poisoning, something along those lines. And it was affecting his body a little bit. He ran away with the Hogyoku, but Aizen is Aizen, and the powers of the Hogyoku was more than, and it already like became used to Aizen's body. It realized he was its master or the one to hold it because he was holding it for so long. So then Aizen appeared in front of Gin and killed him. Gin was trying to save everything too at the end of the day, but he was like really close to Aizen. He was able to sneak around. That's why some people call him the Snake. So his strength is 89%, 93 for his speed, and 87 for his durability. 89 for his endurance, and a 91 for his intelligence, 91 for his experience, 88 for his close skills, a 92 for his range skills, and an 80 for his recoup. 88 for his hacks, and an overall power score of 88.8 for Gen Ichimaru. Be cool, call in the corner.